Fishing's a great part of my life. I've been carp fishing for 20 years and I have a family. I'm not a full-time angler and I have a full-time job, so my fishing is juggled all around that, and my time is limited, which in some ways helps me, because when I'm out on the bank I just want to use the time that I've got to the best. And being out there is a huge part of my life. I go all the year round. I love being out and I love catching carp. And that's really everything to me is fishing. It's my one release from work, and I've been fishing a long time now. I will always be fishing. I don't see my life without fishing. My passion for fishing now is solely about big carp. I'm not interested in fishing for numbers of fish or smaller fish. All that drives me is to be out on the bank and to catch the biggest fish that I can. I make time, juggle everything around my family life. My family is very important. I have a massive advantage in that all my fishing is done in the week. I have weekends at home with the family. The week time fishing, obviously, being on the lakes is quieter. It's a big advantage, but I dedicate my carp fishing life solely to big carp, and that's the drive I have, and that's the enthusiasm. And all the waters I fished are geared around beating my personal best. I'm not into numbers. I just want to try and catch the biggest fish that I can. Sometimes it's one particular fish on one lake, other waters that I've got tickets for. I've got a number of big fish in. I'm quite happy on either. I've fished a long time and a lot of seasons after one particular fish, yet at the same time I've fished other waters solely for numbers of big fish, and I just guide on what's in the lake. And when I look to get tickets, all I'm looking for is big fish. And that's what my drive is, and that's what gets me out on the bank as much as I can around the other commitments that I have. My strengths as an angler are close-in fishing. Virtually all the waters I fish are weedy, snaggy waters. I'm not a very good long-range angler. A lot of my fishing is focused to catching fish close in, finding fish, mobile approach. I move, I look for fish. I spend a lot of time walking these venues, doing my homework, and my strengths are finding fish close in, finding spots close in that I can keep fishing, and looking for fish and finding them in the edge. And weed fishing and snag fishing is probably my strength. And again, when I talked about waters earlier, for me, the waters that I'm most comfortable with are waters that are weedy. Generally they're deep, weedy, clear, where you can see the fish, you can find them, you can move on them. But then associated with that, you've got the problems of snag fishing and weed fishing. And over the years, having done it over the years for a long time, my strengths have come from learning how to cope with a weed, to use the weed to help you rather than be intimidated by it, to use the snags, to gear my approach to using strong tackle, and to finding the fish in there and being able to present a bait and get the fish out as well. It's one thing to fish in these places, but it's also, the main goal is to get fish out from these places, and I simply won't fish places I'm going to lose fish. So I gear my approach around fishing in the snags, only fishing places I know I'm going to get fish out, but also using the right tackle. That's the biggest thing. Strong tackle, heavy lines. I will always sacrifice finesse for safety, for fish safety. Sometimes I might get more bites by using lighter tackle or other methods, and I simply won't do it. I use strong tackle that if I hook a fish, I know I'm going to get it out, and that is the ultimate. That's what we're all here for. So for me, that's the type of water I like, that's the type of fishing I like, and I'm most at home doing that. I think the most important thing is to learn. All the time that I go fishing, even when I'm struggling or I'm not catching, the most important thing is to learn. When you leave the venue, even after you've struggled, the important thing is to come away with something to work on for the next time, because when you're targeting big fish, you might be talking about 2 or 3 bites a season. You have to have, it's like building a jigsaw. You have to get every part of the jigsaw in place, and learning, whether it's looking on the internet forums, researching your venues, talking to other anglers who are there. In this day of carp fishing, it's not like 20 years ago. People will help you, and even now with 25 years experience of carp fishing, I'm not afraid to ask people. I'm not afraid to learn from others. People will help you if you ask them generally. If they don't, then you have to simply go down there and learn. The more time you can spend down there walking, building a picture up, watching the fish. That is the biggest thing. In these big fish venues where the fish have been in there a long time, they're happy in their homes, they know what they're doing, and just by spending time watching the fish, even when you're not fishing for them, every time you see big fish in the water, you will learn something. When you watch them and you've got the chance to see them, you can then go away and work out your methods for catching them, be it baiting strategies, big bait, little bait, your rigs, where the fish are going to feed. If you're fishing in the weed, obviously you're going to have a different approach to when you're fishing clear areas right in the edge. And watching the fish is the greatest thing, and learning from other anglers and just simply doing your homework, being there. You know, I always have a sort of, one of my rules is whenever I leave a venue, I always have something in my head from that trip that I've learned, even if it's something that's, you know, what not to do, but to take that away. So when you come back next time, you've got something to start, you've got like a platform to push yourself forward on for the next time. And I think that's the most important thing, because fishing solely for big fish, it can be a long process. Whoever you are, especially when you've got limited time, you have to set aside, you have to be mentally strong to think this is going to take me a while, and everybody wants to go and catch fish, but when you have a number of blanks, I can live with that as long as I've learned from that, and as long as the next time I go I really feel like I've got a chance. The day I drive out and think I can't do this and give up is the day I'd probably give up carp fishing, because my determination is strong, and I can live with hard times as long as I know that I'm trying my best when I'm out on the bank, and then the next time I'm going to try even better. And that to me is one of the most important things, and it should be important to everybody. The learning thing in carp fishing, with the magazines we've got and the opportunities we've got with forums, you can literally go away and learn all the time, and it is a constant learning process. Blanks are a part of carp fishing, and blanks, whilst you know, nobody likes to blank, blanks can be a learning experience, and you have to use determination, because you go down for sort of long periods of time and you blank. The most important thing is to learn from every blank, and blanking, whilst it sounds funny, is a way of learning. And if you can use that and use it mentally, that you've blanked and yet you've come away with something, when you do get it, the rewards are there. You just have to work harder for them. With big fish fishing, the rewards are great at the end, but it's a long process to do it.